Hey guys, hope everybody's been well. I recently upgraded and expanded my cordless tools. Now for like 20 years, I've been rolling with Rigid and they show some wear. They still work good. Original batteries. Now this one's only 2-3 years old. Really good tools, but I really wanted to kind of build it out a little bit more, especially since there's just so many cool tools, cordless tools on the market. And I bounced between a few different brands and I landed on Milwaukee. It's an American company. They offer so many different variations and the quality seems to be pretty decent. I wouldn't say the best, but pretty decent. So really what started this was doing a fence, doing some repairs on the fence. I wanted to pick up a cordless circular saw. That's a 6.5 inch and the one-handed reciprocating saw. I don't know if they actually call it a reciprocating saw. And so I figured I had those. I caught a couple more things on sale. I picked up those and then I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna have 2 batteries set up. So I'll probably either put these in the shed or sell them. And since I had the Milwaukee, I guess this is the bad thing is you start seeing things you never thought you needed, but you gotta have. And I picked up a soldering iron and because I have a really nice soldering set in the basement, but if there's just a quick wire, it'd be nice to just grab the soldering gun, solder it, and you're on your way. Now, what's not here, I also have a cordless screwdriver M12. It's really the only M12 tools I bought so far is the screwdriver, cordless screwdriver, and the soldering iron. Everything else is the M18. I also have 2 M12 M18 chargers that I'm gonna have to somehow figure this out. But with this, I got them sitting on the floor. I don't have a space and I have to build an organizing area shelf. And this is what I'm doing today. This is today's project. What I have here is 3/4 inch plywood. It's finished sanded plywood. And I am going to somehow build this and mount it on the wall right above this cabinet. Now this cabinet is kind of an infamous Harbor Freight tool cart. Had it for God knows how long, probably 18 years. The other thing on this tool cart, since it's so old, these gas shocks had failed, the arms that keep it up. Now normally, I'm gonna give you a side angle. Normally this cart opens a little bit more. So right now it's like this, it opens more. Now I purposely bought a different length so that when it opened, it wouldn't bash into the tools. Now it probably wouldn't hurt anything, it would just hit on wood, but I wanted it to be a little bit more down so that I bought the shorter ones. Now I can leave a link if you guys want on Amazon. They were really cheap. I'll leave a link for the original ones because if you guys need them, you can buy the original ones if you want, or if you want the ones I bought, which are the shorter ones, and they still have plenty of space when it opens. But more importantly, again, the reason I wanted the clearance because I'm building my shelf to come out, not quite touching, but enough to be close. So this will work out perfect. Size-wise, what do I have? I have a little piece of tape over here. And the longest tool I have is this one-handed reciprocating saw, if you discount the grinder. So with that, I kind of measured it. I put it up there, and you'd have to do the same. How this works for you in the placement of your tools, but let me position this. I'll show you guys what I did. I kind of had this open. Hopefully you can see it. Oh, sorry for the jittering around. And although I'm putting this on the other side, I just kind of went in here and said, will this be good? Or should I flip it around? Nope, that's not gonna work that way. Okay, it's gonna be this way. So if I had the wood, or if it started here, what would it look like? And I just kind of played around with it until I got a level spot that I think, again, this, you probably can't see me now, where it would be good and clear the cabinet, because I don't want it banging against the cabinet. So with that, I measured my width, and with that handle, it's about 34 inches, and it's not exact. I think my width's gonna be like 35 inches or whatever, but I really wanted it above this US General or Harbor Freight tool cart, and I'm gonna kind of center it. And there's some studs in there. I'll be able to, it's gonna be a heavy shelf, and I'll be able to fasten it. And I am gonna paint it the same as the other cabinets. There's kind of this beige, and it matches my house, this beige color. And so that'll all match. And with the red tools, I think it'll look pretty good. Now, I originally picked up like a $20, $30 organizing shelf. It was metal on Amazon. It was okay for the money, but I didn't think it was gonna match real good, where if I do this, I'll paint it and it'll really tie into the garage, and I think it'll look pretty good. The other thing is the tools really didn't fit well. Building it myself will allow me to exactly make the spaces of my tools where I need them, and the placements and all of that. I pretty much have an unlimited possibilities. I still have to figure out where I'm going to put my charging boxes. So I have two of these. They're the standard Milwaukee M18, M12 chargers. I don't know if I'm gonna mount it like on the side, on a shelf, on the right side. I keep on going back and forth. I might mount them stacked 1 and 2. I don't know yet. I keep on leaning towards that, and I do have a plug behind there. It's a little higher than I would like, but I might run the wire somehow so you can't see it or see it much. I was gonna reroute electrical box, but I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm just gonna mount one, oops, sorry for the noise, 2 boxes, and then tie the wires down there. So bring you guys along with me, and I'll show you some of the measurements that I have. And it wasn't exact. I was just kind of looking at my shelf. I already cut a couple pieces of wood, but I'm at like 33 and 3/4 inches by, and these I think are 9 if I cut them right, 9. So I have 20, so they're both, let me restate this, 33, and it's more like a 7/8 length. All 3 of these pieces that I cut are so far, and these 2 shelves are 9 inches wide by, I was gonna do 24 inches, but it was a little bit pushed up on the top, so I did 22 inches. So 22 inches width and 9, and I gotta cut some more wood. I'm gonna cut. Unfortunately, my audio got corrupt on a few of my files, so I'll do a voiceover, but then the audio will start working again. So all I'm doing is I'm sitting down, I cut some pieces for where the tools go, the Milwaukee drill drivers and all the other tools, and I'm measuring. I wanna try to understand what works. Now this will vary depending on your tools. Even if you have Milwaukee tools, they're not all the same. And I'm just using the tools I have and kind of lining things up as well as marking it. So my spacing, as you can see, I'm putting it over there, I'm lining it up, checking it, and I'm also writing down, checking my spacing to see, okay, is this what I want to cut? And what I'll be doing, and you'll see in the upcoming video, is I'm gonna make these T's. So the bottom piece where the tool sits in, and the top piece where it will connect to the shelving. I'm applying some wood glue right down the middle of where the 2 pieces will join. And that's gonna be the bottom piece. And then I'm going to probably smear it with my finger like I usually do. Making sure I have enough even coverage. And I'm gonna do the same thing to the end. I guess I didn't apply the glue yet. Apply the glue on the edge. The glue is really gonna hold it well. I am going to put some nails and some screws, but the glue really helps it bond. And I made this where it can come apart in sections, meaning if I get some different tools, I can redo these bottom pieces. I'll have to make a new T, or unscrew it and just move it over, but I made it flexible enough to reconfigure things without tearing the whole unit apart. I'm just trying to get it lined up. It's a little tricky because when you put the glue on it, it wants to slide around. I have some marks. I marked the center point of that wood so that when I nail it, I can see if I'm on my marks. Taking a lot longer than it should, but everything takes longer than people make it look like on YouTube. Except for, I know one person, my neighbor, he's so fast, but he was a builder his whole life. But most of us regular folks, takes us a lot longer than it probably should. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Oh, what I'm doing is making a line. I forgot to do that so that I nail and screw into that adjoining wood and I don't go off. It's basically a guide line. So I'm going to put a couple nails, and the nails is just to, they're small nails, and it's just to hold it until the glue dries and the screws go in. I'm just checking to make sure they're straight. Again, I'm going to nail on the pencil line that I drew across it, but you'll notice that this stuff wants to move. I don't have a clamp, so ideally it would be better if I would have clamped it, but I'm not doing that for this. Just put another one just so again it doesn't slide, so that when I drill and put some screws, I can I'm confident that it'll go where it's supposed to. And I'm just evenly spacing where I want the screws. A little bit of OCD. Do a pre-drill. And I'm using some screws I just had laying around. These are probably 1 5/8 or 2 inch. Because this is 3/4 material. You know. Grabbing my drill driver. That's it. I got, what do I got? I got maybe two screws in each one, 2 or 3. Oh, I'm going to show you. So I must be putting 3 in. As you can see, it's just nothing more than a wooden T. So this is what it's going to look like. Now this is just all sitting right here. It's not screwed or nailed, but you can get an idea what the finished product is going to look like. I am going to cut a piece here, center support, because I just think that's a pretty long span. The shelf is only 9 inches, but it's still a pretty long span with heavy tools on them. And then also the bottom, these, I'm still kind of figuring out if I'm going to use like a support underneath it, maybe just possibly put a screw inside here to go into the wood. But I'm really thinking about putting a piece of plywood underneath, maybe not this long, but just to give it that weight security on the bottom. It shouldn't go anywhere, but again, I am not screwing them from the back side. If I did, it would give it a lot of rigidity because it would be a shelf bracket, but it's not. It's just hanging, so the weight is going to pull down this. So that middle support should suffice, but I think it would be also nice to have a little bit of a bottom retention, weight retention, and this would just kind of finish it off. I wouldn't even go this high, I don't think. Screw it in on the bottom, and yeah, I'm liking how this is turning out. Also, these pieces will be screwed in from the side like that. And that's how it's gonna look. And my thought is on this side, I'll mount my chargers and then just come down here and plug them in. Yeah, and this has tons of extra space here. Again, this isn't nailed in or anything, but as you can see, they fit really nice. And as far as spacing, I went through and marked my spacing. These, pretty much all of them are the same spaces. This one's a little wider, and you can't really visually tell, but for the multi-tool, this one's a little wider. And I think I made one of these a little wider too. I don't know which one. I'll have to go and look. But yeah, this one moved a little bit. And when I nail them and glue them, I'll have to really make sure that I have it straight. See, this is already not so straight, but again, it's going to be fine. I'll split the difference. When I screwed this and glued it, it's not like a 90-degree. It's not perfect, but nothing I do is perfect. So yeah, I'm going to take this apart. I got to cut this middle piece so that as you can see, it would be very difficult to try to screw this in with these supports. So my plan is I will do the middle piece, and then I'll have plenty of room with the middle piece to screw in here. But even with that, yeah, I'll probably just screw it. Let me make sure. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I'll probably use this as a back or base. That way I know it's flush and get it about as straight as I can. And then I have some lines in the top you guys probably can't see, so that I don't get it all crooked. And again, I am not gluing or nailing the top. If I said I'm nailing the top, I am screwing the top so that if I need to change these bottom pieces for changing up tools, which I don't think I'll have to, but I'll be able to, take that out of there. That's the other reason why I really am kind of considering doing a backer, just to give it a little bit more strength. It'll have strength here and then some support, because the tools for the most part, I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess I could leave a drill driver, but they're going to go about halfway, maybe a little bit more, probably more. I'm probably going to go more. But anyways, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this apart and cut that piece. And that should be it. I'll put it together and paint it and let it dry. But I'm liking how it's turning out so far. I'm going to show you the other side. And this is just more cosmetic. I've seen a lot of the ones on Etsy that had the plans with the cut right there, but I liked it, so I went with it. I'm gonna go ahead and get my saw set back up. This is the next day. I was gonna finish it last night. I ran out of time, and yeah, that's today's project. Wrap this up, get a couple coats of paint on it. Not gonna paint the back, so I should be able to hang it pretty quickly, since it's not gonna be, it won't bind the back, so there's not gonna be any paint on that side of things. So here we go. Yeah. So I'm going to glue the sides. This is my front. I have to work kind of fast too, because once I do this, I am going to get a little glue on that bottom piece. So the glue is what's going to give it strength, a lot of strength. But I'm also going to use some screws. and some nails. I hate this. I keep on saying one day I might buy like a legit glue bottle, but I have not done that yet. I would say I'm not really going to do another project for a while. Smear it so I have some good coverage. Put a little too much. All right. On this wood, I have my center point marked, but also I marked where this should flow through the channel here. So that looks good. Tack it towards the top. I have a framing square that I'm going to use, and I'm just going to get it plumb, and I'll have to wipe the glue off. So that's straight. That's straight. And actually I'm going to just use it to hold this in place while I nail the bottom piece, or the bottom. I'll do the same over on this side. I got my line, so I know where it should be. Just gonna drill one here in the middle. I'm eyeballing it. Just go flush with it. And I'm going to do the same thing. I don't want it right on the edge, so I'm doing about an inch and a half from the edge. Making sure I do straight drills. And on the back one, see, the nail I should have put a little closer to the edge. There's still room. Just like the other piece, I'm gluing both sides. I'm gonna start off with this, and I'm gonna as this glue gets thicker, because I bought that gallon, it doesn't quite flow as good out of this ketchup bottle. So that's that. I'll smear it before I put it on. This is kind of, I'm gonna have to straighten this out. It's kind of crooked. Whoop. This is the right side, isn't it? Yeah. This is the back side. This bottle is just thinner too. Everything's getting cheap and junky. All right, I'm good now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and spread this around nice and liberally. Same here. Spread the glue. This is where the lines come in handy. All right. So that's my bottom. This is my bottom and my top. Top, rear. I don't know why I would say that. Oh, top, rear. Yep, that's what I got. So I'm looking at my edges here. I'm trying to get it equal edge to edge. And I'll start off with my bottom one. Towards the end so that it can pivot a little bit. Now it's not perfect, but it's definitely not bad either. So that'll work. Now this bottom piece where the drills are hanging is the most important. So this had to be pushed down a little bit so it's even spacing at the bottom. And I just used a clamp to hold a little piece of scrap. I'll show you after I put that through. And all I did is push this down, clamped it so that it wouldn't move. And that's what we got. That's what we got. So I'm gonna go flip this over, mark the center. So I want to put 2 screws in the center, and then I'll put a few screws in the back. And then we'll look at putting the sides on. Might have to do a little touch of sanding on the one end. I don't know. I don't know if it was my cut that was bad, or maybe when they ripped it. I don't have a pickup truck anymore, so I had to have the wood ripped. So now that I have this attached to the back, I'm gonna attach the sides. Same matter, I'm gonna put some glue down on both pieces. And just like the other ones, I have outlines on the front and back. This is for the glue, and this is for me nailing it. And then I should have flipped this upside down because it does not float good out of this thing. Okay. And then I have to do along the back and There's my glue. I'll take my finger like I did before. Give it a nice smear. Along the edge. Cut one a little bit more on the edge. That'll be just about perfect right there. I'm going to smear this in here. There we go. Fit is really nice. I'm going to put a couple nails as tacks. Oh, I forgot my glasses. That should hold it. And then I'll put my screws. About an inch in. I'm going to go ahead and pre-drill both of these. Now I'm just going to go ahead and put some more screws back and on the side here, and then we'll do the same to the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So I forgot to hit the record button. What I did is I lined up these exactly where I wanted them, and if you guys can see in here, I put a screw in, marked my lines going down, and now I'm not setting these all the way in because I'm probably going to pull them out, paint them, paint all the inside and outside, and then reinstall them. Then at that time, I'll countersink it. But I want to make sure that, see, I'm just going to check. These are okay to be eyeballed. But I do have a little machinist square, so I'm going to kind of just stick it in here and see. Ooh, this one's pretty far off. Yeah, just making small little nudges. If it's close, that works for me. Not looking for perfection, but those are all really good, except for that one. Oh, this one's a little tweaked too. I'm gonna kind of push that one in a little bit. Make sure my tools still fit in, because this one here, this opening is a little bit bigger, and I want to make sure it still fits the tool that it's supposed to hold, which it should. That'll work. Let me go grab it. this is the space that this is made for, and it does fit. And I'm gonna go ahead and check all the other ones, except for the ends, because I still have to put that tab in there. No problems there. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Good deal. And this one, that'll work. So what I did on the top, I got the top screw in, and the reason I put the top screw in, so I did 3 screws, or I'm going to do 3 screws, 1 inch from the top, or 1 inch from the front, 1 inch from the back, or around, whatever my drill can fit in there, and the one in the middle. I went with the first screw at the top just because it'll give me some room to move it, check it, then I can put the additional screws in. So I'm just gonna go up a little bit from my line. That one does not want to go. I don't know if the bit is, it's almost like oh, no, there can't be any metal in there. Oh, that's weird. There's metal in there though. Oh, I forgot. There's screws in from the bottom. So that's just a weird chance that I hit a screw coming up from the, not the bottom, rather the back. Because I know there's a nail there. I can feel it. So I'm going to go up a little bit. Yeah, that's what I would expect it to be, like that. Wow. Again, I'm not going all the way with it. And I'm just going to do the same with these others. I'm going to go a little bit. To match it. I'm going to do all the bottoms. Then I'll do the middles. Again, not countersinking them right now. I'm going to pull them all out. To paint them, and I'll put them in. And then I'm going to have to give it a little sanding too, because where that glue is, I had some sawdust stick. Not a problem. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and finish these out. Pre-drill, same thing. I'm just going to put this right to the front edge. These ones I probably could have glued, but because I'd still be able to take the middle ones off and trim them. But I'm going to do the same thing here, about an inch or so in. Ooh, that moved a little bit. That's not good. Ideally, a clamp. It's not like I don't have a clamp right next to me. Right. Not like I don't have one right there. These ones, I'll go all the way in because these will stay. I'm just going to move down, and I'm going to look for the center. Close to the center. So 9 3/4. So 4 1/4. didn't measure that right. So I'm just going to put another screw right in the middle, 4.5. So, but yeah, I'll turn this around. Not rocket science, but I'll show you guys. Just gonna measure. Four and a half. I know it's 3/4, but 1.5. So right there is about middle. And then I'm gonna see. And screw. I'll lose the clamp. And then the last one. Oh, forgot, guys, forgot. These screws are too long. These are longer screws because I wanted them to go deep. These are too short for that, so no worries. I can replace them with another screw. I have some. It didn't mess up the wood or anything. It's just fine. But I need I'm gonna go with 1 5/8. Those are 2 inches. I have some 1 5/8. So I'm gonna go ahead and get some of those. All right, same brand of screw, and I'm using these Deckmate. I really like these Deckmate screws, and just gonna replace them with the shorter ones, and that'll be perfect. I forgot about that. I was planning to use the shorter ones. And forgot. This last one, I'm just going to go to what I pretty much can do. Oh, bottoming out this drill. Not going all the way because these are shorter. There we go. I'm gonna do the the same thing on the other side, and I think that'll be it. I'm contemplating on putting a strip on the bottom. I may do that. Now this isn't long enough, but I'm thinking about screwing a piece underneath there. Well, the other thing one thing that it advised me is, see how these turn a little bit? I could stand on the bottom and put a screw to kind of hold them. I don't know, back and forth. I don't think it needs it, but still deciding. But I'm wrapping this thing up. I gotta paint it today. So I got a coat of paint, actually 2 coats of paint on everything. I separated, took those off. I also cut and painted a piece of plywood. And this is probably, I don't know, 1/2 inch-ish. I just ripped it on the table saw, cut it to length on the bottom. And my plan is I'm gonna flip this over. I'll put some screws along the bottom here, just so that there's some extra support on the hangers for the tools, just for the weight. And I didn't want to go straight 3/4 inch, it just looked kind of thick. So I'm going to go ahead and pre-drill and screw this piece in right now, as soon as I can find my drill. And I'll probably use I have 1 5/8. I'll use 1 5/8 screws. Got a pocket full of those. And I didn't paint the back. This thing won't sit by itself, or sit upright by itself, rather. I didn't paint the back. For one, you won't see it. And two, I don't want it sticking to the drywall. I'm just kind of getting the side by side, side to side, right? Get this where it's flush on the back. And then I'm gonna drill in the drywall, or to drywall. I'm gonna drill a pilot hole, not quite to the end, because I don't want it to split. Straight in. Use one of my screws here. Now I'll go ahead and touch that paint up a little bit here, just so the screws are color matched when I'm done. And I'm going to go through and walk this down. I'm going to put one in the middle here, one in the end, and I'll put a couple in between. So I'm going to go ahead and put another hole right here in the center. Be sure. Go. Like I said, I'm going to continue to do this, put a couple more screws, and then I'll go ahead and reassemble those other bits. And I did mark these. Well, I can't really let this go, so I'm going to let the camera run. Maybe cut this piece out. This will have a nice backing, and I have these numbered 6, so 6 goes here, 5, probably should have put these on before they'll fit fine. What's this one? This is 3. And this one is 2. One. I don't think I got this one. Nope. So I put the lettering on the front side. And 4. There we go. That way it gives it some support, although this one, there's a little bit of a space, but just in case this actually sagged, it would hit this, and this is enough to help support it. So I'm going to go refasten the screws from the top, which I have sitting over here. These are the 2-inch screws. And since they're already drilled and piloted and already had them in once, it should just be a matter of they should find their kind of way here. If that's the plan. They did. As long as you have it kind of straight, it should suck it up. That one I'm not sure about. Make sure I get the bottom one in first so I can see it a little bit better. Make sure it's going in straight. Because it'll pull it, but if it's really off and it binds, it won't pull it. It'll drill a new hole. Ooh, I grabbed the wrong screws. The ones in my pocket are 1 5/8. I want the 2-inch. All right, clean that paint up, but I like it. So go ahead and pause the video, put the rest of the screws, and I'm going to put this thing on the wall tonight. All right, so put the other one in the same way, starting off with the bottom screw, just to make sure I'm on the right trajectory here. I'm going to get the top one going. Middle one should be perfect. Tighten the bottom one up. Countersink it. All right, so I'm gonna go do the same thing for the rest of these, and I'm gonna put this thing on the wall. Ready to put up on the wall. I put these blocks just to kind of set it. I will. Hopefully it's where I want it. I think it's where I want it, but I'm gonna take a look. I'm gonna level it too, but I'm gonna just get it up there. It's not super heavy, but it's not super light either. I should have pulled it out a little bit. I wasn't planning on. I'm trying not to scratch the wall. I wanted it kind of centered. That actually looks pretty good. I gotta find my studs, and I was kind of trying to get it. Actually, that's pretty much exactly where I wanted it. Here's my toolbox. That's what it looks like from this angle. So I found the studs. I could see my nails, but I also use a stud finder, which my stud finder kind of sucks. I do have to upgrade, but this one was a hard read, but I did find the stud. I hit it. You'll know when you hit a stud how hard that nail is, or the screw is to go in. And I'm using 3.5 inch, same brand of screws, whatever those are, Deckmates. They're a pretty thick steel screw. And yeah, I got 2 in the top. And now that I know I hit the studs, I'm just gonna go like 12.5 inches from this side. I'm gonna measure over, put 2 more screws in. I think that'll be enough. These will hold a couple 100 pounds each. So I think they will. Don't quote me on that. They hold a lot of weight, but I'm going to put 2 more screws and I'm going to call this project done. I'm going to show you guys with the tools in it. So, oh, if I don't break my neck first. So let me go ahead and get these last 2 screws mounted here. Pilot hole. Probably don't need a pilot hole, but I'll drill one anyway. And hear that? It's already binding to that 2x4 in the back. Instead of just spinning around. And that is secure. Yeah, you could do chin-ups on this thing. As far as this build goes, it was fairly easy. And if I did it right, all of my tools, the way I did this was these tools go here. Perfect. And I think I'm going to put some rubber or some tape. I don't think it needs it, but just in case. So let me grab my other tools. If I did this right, guys, if I did this right, which I'm capable of jacking it up. Don't want that touching. All right. And so far, so good. So far, so good. I'm going to clear this junk. True test is, will it clear when I open this? I hate stuff on here. Keep on putting stuff on there. And I was trying to mount this high enough where it wouldn't be too close to the top cabinet because I'm going to use that shelf. I thought about, if you guys want it to, what you can also do with this shelf, you can put a lip on it so things don't fall off. I went back and forth, decided not to go that direction. I just didn't think it was needed. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So it just gives me enough room. It just clears perfectly with the lid open. Now, if you have the stock lid, it will go higher, so you have to make adjustments from there. But I went with the shorter gas struts for that reason specifically. And that is perfect. Exactly how I wanted it to turn out. Now, the other thing, if you guys don't want tool down, right? If you don't want tool down, you can, at least when I was testing it out, you can go tool up too. I might go that direction, but when I was doing the measurements, I kind of did both just to see how, if I want it to go one way or the other. These got such small heads on them. I could go either way with it. If I wanted to go just the head, I could go that way. Not just the head, but if I wanted to capture the head instead of upside down, but I think I'm going with the upside down look. This is a heavy one. This is the mid torque. And I have room for 2 more additional tools. So guys, this project is a wrap. I think it turned out really, really cool. So guys, this project is a wrap. I think it turned out really, really cool. For right now, I have my grinder sitting up there, but I am going to eventually mount it on the side once I can figure out if I can maybe engineer a 3D print that actually holds it, because that guard, every time I print one, the guard doesn't fit. So it's sitting up there right now. Eventually I'll move it to the side. I have a couple extra bays for the handheld, the drills or whatever I might pick up. I do want to make a shelf right here so that it just better utilizes the space, and the shelf will be adjustable. I'm going to put pins on there. Not right now. Oh, I got some other projects I'm doing. I don't need the space right now. The other thing I got here, M18 tire inflator. I used it 3 times already on all 3 of our cars. Works really, really good. Fits good in that space. There's a little bit extra room, but not bad considering that, you know, when you want some room to grab your tools. So maybe an inch or 2, but no, I didn't even design it for it, and it's like almost perfect fit. What else? The chargers, I ended up mounting them on the side, kind of centered them on the wood. I liked it on this side versus the other side so I can see them charging. Sometimes these batteries don't sit all the way and they'll blink. I got 2 chargers. I have another charger that came with the tire inflator. I'm just going to put that up just in case one of them goes out after the warranty. And the wire management, I 3D printed those. I'll leave you guys a link. They're 8mm and 9mm clips. I used 8mm on the singles and 9mm on the other. They can use for coaxial, but they're round, but they work good for this. I'll show you this, the undercarriage. So it's exposed wires, and then I use electrical tape and I wrap that up just so I didn't have 2 wires just kind of hanging. So I have 1 wire. I'm going to find a better solution for that. But I really like how this project turned out. It looks awesome with my US General tool cart, which I do have to organize. And I will leave you a link. It's an Amazon affiliate link, but I will leave you a link in the description of, if you do have a US General cart you're putting it under, that way if you need to replace your springs, your hydraulic lift springs, I'll leave a link of the ones that are the factory replacements, because that's what came up when I went to look for these, and the ones I used. So, because I didn't want it to open up as much as it would, because I don't want to hit my tools. So if you have tools or something hanging over it, I'd advise you to use the ones that I did. It opens up great, not all the way where it hits the tools behind it. I love how this turned out. It matches the cabinets, fits my tools, looks awesome, inexpensive, and fairly easy to build. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.